Most of the time, I ask people to brainstorm for 5 to 10 minutes before they actually start to write their response to prompts. It gives them time to probe their memory and collect their thoughts before launching into a particular story. The benefits of doing this before you write are great. But one person asked if she has to do this every time she wants to write a story. Hi, I'm Patricia Charpentier, and welcome to episode 28 of the Life Writers Vlog, where you can find inspiration and useful tips to help you write your life story. When you write, you don't always have to use a particular tool, and brainstorming is just one of the many tools you have in your writer's toolbox. So no, you don't have to use it with every story. Maybe you got an idea for a story. The memory is clear in your mind and you just want to jump in and write it. You don't want to take the time to brainstorm all these details. That's perfectly fine. If the fire is already hot, just start cooking. Our first job when we're drafting is to capture the story. That's what drafting is all about. It's just about capturing the story, not about making it perfect. Oftentimes we have a vague idea of what it is we want to write, but it's hazy, and brainstorming will help make that much clearer. It gives you time to make a list. You can do a cluster of your idea. You can walk through what you remember without having to put that information into story form. Brainstorming also helps you not have to face that dreaded blank page. I always feel like I have to fill a blank page with something profound, so there's a lot of pressure. But I don't feel that way when I start by brainstorming. I can make a list of everything I remember about that moment, and it doesn't have to be in chronological order or any kind of order. I just write a list. As something else comes up, I add it to the list. I don't worry about any kind of order. But the act of listing those details helps you find some order to the story. After you've set a time of 5 to 10 minutes to brainstorm, I wouldn't do any more than 10 minutes because it's proven that beyond that point, you really don't get a lot of new information. You can make that list and then you can go back over what you've written and you can see some possible ways to organize the story. More details may come tumbling out of your memory as you make a list. I believe memory is like priming a pump. When you start priming the pump, more and more ideas come with it. So do you always have to brainstorm before you write? No, you do not. If you want to just write, by all means, just write. Know also you can brainstorm at any time in the process. If a story bubbles out of you for a time and then stops, you can take a few minutes to brainstorm. It might just relight that fire and get you going again. So tell us about your experience with brainstorming. Are you an always, sometimes, never brainstormer? If you do brainstorm, what method do you use? How do you find brainstorming impacts your writing when you do it? Brainstorming or no brainstorming, remember the only way to do this wrong is to not do it at all. The only way to do this wrong is to not do it at all. Until next time, happy writing, everybody.
If you enjoyed this week's episode, you will love our Life Writers membership. Whether you don't know where to start writing your life stories, have started and stopped many times, or have been writing but want to receive feedback to make your stories better, the Life Writers membership is where you need to be. We have a Get Started roadmap, an extensive library of instructional videos, live events via Zoom, and a supportive and active community. If you want to take the stories that live in your heart and mind and put them onto the page, check out Life Writers at lifewriters.us.